Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go! Woo! 6:04. It is 12 degrees below zero wind chill in a lot of parts around Chicagoland. It'd be cold, man. It's out there. But here's the thing.
It's nipply out.
We work on this show, so when it's cold, it doesn't matter. This show warms you up, if you will. It's a warm comfort blanket. That's what the show is.
I want the Grinch audio where he's like, I feel all toasty inside. That's what I want right now.
That's what we do here.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a whole show planned with quality entertainment, the best in Chicagoland, possibly, dare I say, the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nair, you say?
I don't think I used the word wrong. I meant to say, dare I say?
I don't know what nair means. I know it removes hair permanently.
That's that nair. There's some other kind of word that's not dare, but it's like,
Are you thinking of neigh, like the horse?
nay I say.
Nair meaning. I'm Googling it.
Maybe I should just say, but I can also say that we're the best in the world.
There you go.
I don't know.
A nair is the opening of a nose or navel cavity.
Okay.
Nose, I say.
Damn right, I said it.
I said what I said, bitch.
All right. But Tammy checked in from Aurora and said, well, what do you got for free today? So we have this quality entertainment, but we also do have quality free things. So let's go through that really quick, okay? Because today is out of control. Coming up here about 6:15, we'll start off
Tell him, Brian.
really quick at 6:15. Lincoln Park, anywhere you want to go see them. We'll give you that keyword in about 9 minutes. Stay here for that. After that, at 7:10, in Clash with Kenzie today, very special with Q101's Twisted Christmas next week. Not only will you get to night one, Cage the Elephant sold out, but you get to play ping pong with Jared from the band before the show.
That's fun.
Very fun. That's
Is he good
fun.
at ping pong?
I don't know. I'll do a deep dive on Jared from Cage and see maybe he's fucking world champion.
Well, he's nationally ranked.
Is he?
Of course.
Oh, of course he is.
How do you know that?
It's my job.
Just, okay. He's keeping up with ping pong scores?
Well,
You
I have to keep up with musicians that are competitive ping pong players. It's a whole funnel of my job. It's a big
Do you
deal.
just have to Google every sport and see if a musician pops up?
Correct.
Okay,
That's what I did over Thanksgiving break.
You don't know the ping pong rankings worldwide, Kenzie? God.
Well, dare I say.
That's right.
I'm an idiot.
So we also have AC/DC tickets at Soldier Field at 8. And then at 8:20, Ticket Blitz Thursday starts with Cage the Elephant tickets for Ticket Blitz Thursday. Then at 9, we will have tickets for All-American Rejects for Ticket Blitz Thursday. So about 5-6 chances at incredibly high-level quality, dare I say, entertainment for free for you.
Very nice. My Googles, I need to start over again.
Why's that?
I don't know. I was having an off day. It's a Thursday. Maybe Google felt like it was Friday. And it's like, oh, come on. Because I put in Jared from Cage the Elephant, ping pong. And the first thing that popped up was a Reddit question that says, how does Jared Leto keep getting work?
Jeez.
I'd ask the same thing.
When we come back, we have the answer for that for you.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. And we're going to take you back with this one a little bit, okay? This is going to take you back in time. Today, 73 years ago, something was invented and put into production and usage 73 years ago that changed all of our lives exponentially better. I can't, without giving it away, to tell you how much better all of our lives got with this invention 73 years ago. And do you have an idea? Do you need another little bit of a hint, Kenzie, or is that enough to maybe just take a guess on?
Is it the Declaration of Independence?
It is not the Declaration of Independence. But that was a good guess.
Thank
so we'll go to Case. What do you think it was?
Can you tell me what year it was?
So 73 years ago was 1951.
Okay, 1951, something was invented.
I can't tell you how much better.
Everybody's used this. It's made our lives better.
Yep.
My guess is it was the day that the Cheez-It was invented.
Wow.
No. That's too far back.
No, Cheez-Its a rich history.
Really?
I think so.
Well, we'll find out.
We'll
when
find out.
Come back here in 5 minutes if it's Cheez-Its or the Declaration of Independence that happened 73 years ago.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Before we do facts here, we talked about something that changed all of our lives exponentially better from 73 years ago today. That thing was invented, and we'll tell you that in about 30 seconds what it is. Now, Case, before we start there, you have an apology to make.
I do.
So I'm leaving the music off. Be serious here. Kenzie, Case has to apologize to a listener for something he did yesterday, right around this time on the show yesterday.
And I'll leave the listener nameless, but I was reached out to on Instagram yesterday in my DMs by somebody who said the following. They said, quote, been a loyal fan of the Brian and Kenzie Show.
Gang, gang.
Hold up. Let me hear the rest.
Thank you, Kenzie.
That's starting off good. I'm happy.
Okay, so far so good.
This person said, been a loyal fan of the Brian and Kenzie Show. Your Android comment did shock me this morning. It put a damper on my mood. I will still be a listener, and bear in mind, this is to my personal Instagram. They said, I will still be a listener, but I will be unfollowing you.
This is because
I love that. That's so funny.
Case made a disparaging comment about Android phones over iPhone phones
This is right. And
yesterday on the show.
anybody that knows me knows I care more about Instagram followers, again, @_caselow, than anything on earth.
Jesus.
So unfollowing me on Instagram,
Hurts.
it hurts deep. And so to this person, I know you're an Android user, and I'm sorry you feel excluded from society. I'm sorry you're excluded from Blue Bubbles. And I'm sorry that you use an inferior phone, okay? We cannot bow down to these Android users.
Hey.
We need to take a stand.
You're apologizing.
I said I'm sorry.
That's
This
not.
sounds very political. It sounds like when you hear political about it, like, sorry you're an idiot, and I'm sorry. It's like, whoa.
I'm sorry that they use a bad phone.
I have been telling you need to be nicer, and this is a prime example of that. Now you're losing your following.
I know. It's
You
killing
will
me.
never have an uprising.
One follower was 10% of your total
I
followers.
know. That's a hit for you. You have to think this kind of stuff through.
Okay, well, I hope that listener who remained nameless, anonymous on the DMs in Case's DMs, enjoyed that apology and accepted it and maybe refollowed him.
That's right. I'm very sorry. I see you. I hear you. I'm listening. And maybe when my contract expires on my phone, I'll get an Android.
There you go. What an apology.
I know.
That was ass. That was not good.
All right, now time for the fact that makes your brain go. 73 years ago today, 1951, something was invented that totally changed the game and all of our lives exponentially better. Kenzie guessed the Declaration of Independence. And Case guessed Cheez-Its. Now, both those are wrong, but by the way, I did a little deep dive on Cheez-Its.
Me too.
And Kenzie was kind of saying that, 73 years ago, no way were they around then. Do you know Cheez-Its were invented 103 years ago?
Yeah, baby.
1921.
Cheez-Its.
Yeah, and like this little canister that I'm looking at, it was more like a metal tin. It says Cheez-Its now with tomato juice. Is that weird?
It's weird to think the Great Depression was as bad as it was when they had Cheez-Its. A lot of families didn't eat, and it's like, go to the store, get some Cheez-Its.
Well, they couldn't
It was
afford
kind
Cheez-Its.
of the money. It wasn't a lack of food. It was no money.
You ever seen pictures of the Depression? Pictures?
sucks.
They're on dirt roads,
I
and no
know.
shoes on. You think they could afford Cheez-Its?
And the weird thing is that wasn't, like, in the history of the world, it wasn't that long ago.
No.
1929.
Yeah.
Did you have to look up the Great Depression, too?
Yep.
You don't know what anything is.
I wasn't there. Why am I supposed to have all these dates memorized and I wasn't there? Like, I understand if you're offended that I don't know, like, your birthday or something. Like, I know Brian's birthday because I wasn't there when you were born.
Thank you.
I've been around for your birthday celebrations.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Well, you take history classes in school, and you learn about stuff before you were born.
What am I,
It's
a
im-
textbook? Jesus.
It's important to know when things happened before you were
know
born.
the exact years of just everything?
I knew the Declaration of Independence was 1776.
And I knew kind of when the Depression was. I knew it was.
You knew the exact. I knew it was a long time ago. It's not like I was confused and thought it was maybe a year or two ago.
But there were the roaring 20s, and then there was the Depression.
Yeah. Well, there you go. 1929.
They didn't name the Depression after a year like the Roaring 20s, so I understand, Kenzie. I understand.
Jeez.
Okay,
Let's
let's
get a tattoo with all the history on me.
That'd be amazing, by the way, if you did on your rib cage, like the whole history.
What does that mean? You're going to get a tattoo with all the history
Because
on
I'm
you.
supposed to be a walking textbook case, so I'm going to get all of the pages of a history textbook tattooed on my body.
You know what?
Because I'm supposed to have every single thing memorized.
I want to see the entire history of the Earth tattooed on you.
No, because I'm supposed to be a walking encyclopedia, apparently.
Do we have a tattoo artist out there that can write really small?
God.
Hit us up.
I know what all the things are. Like, I know what the Great Depression is. I know what the Declaration of Independence is. Like, it's not like I've never heard of them.
Yep.
Jeez. Sorry I wasn't having lunch with John Hancock. Good Lord. Tough crowd.
So anyway, back to the fact that changed all of our lives.
What was it about it?
It wasn't Cheez-Its. It wasn't the Declaration of Independence. What happened on this date, 73 years ago, 1951, was the invention and the implementation of the first push-button controlled garage opener.
Oh, wow.
You want to talk about changing lives, especially this morning. It's 12 degrees. Can you imagine that you had to go out of your car, you warmed it up in the garage or whatever you did, and then you go open it manually, pull the garage up, and then drive out?
And this is 1950s?
1951.
1951.
Yes.
Man, they were using horses still, I thought.
They were not using horses in 51.
You sounded like a horse.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Gil Curtis with your headlines on the way in just about 3 minutes. Coming up here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. But obviously the real headlines, what everybody's talking about today, is the video that's come across, whether it was your TV or your timeline, of the horrific shooting in downtown New York yesterday, right in Midtown, in the middle of the day. The CEO, Brian Thompson of United Healthcare, was assassinated. That's the only way to say it. It was a targeted hit. This was Sopranos style. This was Liam Neeson and Taken. This was not just a random shooting. The guy shows up with a backpack on, a hoodie, a mask, and has a silencer. And I don't know much about guns, but it was one of the really long gun, pistol style, and just calmly unloaded on this poor guy while he's walking down the street and murdered him and got away. And he's still at large. They still do not know where the guy is. There's a camera video of it from the hotel because it was outside a hotel in Midtown, New York. And that's what they're showing on you'll see on your timeline or the news. I can't stop watching this video. I've watched it 30 or 40 times like Kenzie does for Kenzie Crimes Tuesdays on 820. When you go over video and audio and you want to see, it's obviously morbid and disgusting, but at the same time, I can't stop watching it because
It's like shocking.
well, we've all seen in Chicago enough shootings, but when you see it like this, it is absolutely a hitman hit on this guy. Wow. It was so impactful yesterday. Everybody's talking about it, obviously. Now, the police are calling it a targeted shooting, and the interesting part is he was on his way to a meeting. Several senior executives at United Healthcare are under investigation from the DOJ right when he was outside. They still had the meeting after this happened. They had some kind of meeting.
Meeting?
Is that right, Case? They still had a meeting?
So he was killed around 6:48 Eastern time yesterday morning, and the meeting did start at 8 a.m. as it was scheduled. The meeting was then abruptly canceled, and they claimed it was due to a severe health matter, which would make sense. But they did start the meeting.
Jeez, a
do you
severe
think
health matter? That's what they said?
Yes. Yeah.
Like if
Severe was used.
Yeah.
I mean, if Case didn't show up and we had a meeting, and then our big guy came in and said there was a severe health matter, so the meeting, we're still going to do it, though. And then the next day I found out Case was murdered?
That'd be shocking.
Or even just later after the meeting? Oh, my God.
Well, and I'm not going to blame him for starting the meeting because maybe they didn't know yet. They're like, oh, he's always late.
Yeah, that's right.
He didn't show up. I'd be like, great.
Wow.
A band got a hold of his ear. I get it.
There's so many weird things with this case as what happened. And again, the guy is still at large, and obviously this guy is like Liam Neeson. I mean, maybe we'll find out they catch him. And a lot of people in the comments were first saying things like, well, this was probably a guy that got denied some health care for his kid and just lost it, snapped, and then took out this guy somehow. But that that might be the case. Who knows right now at this point? But there were words on the shell casings that said deny, defend, and depose. They were on the shell casings of
That's so creepy.
Oh, my God. ABC News reported that.
For those that don't know the significance of that, there was a book that came out in 2010 called Delay, Deny, Defend, Why Insurance Companies Don't Pay Claims and What You Can Do About It. So there's historical significance there.
I did not know that.
Yes.
So the weird thing is the stock price dropped sharply after the revelation that DOJ was investigating whether the company had made acquisitions that consolidated its market position in violation of antitrust laws. There's a lot of stuff going on with the company right now. But then yesterday, the stock rose.
After the news came out that he had been murdered.
Now, the whole market went up yesterday because I tried to look and see if I can afford to, pay rent this week. With some of the stocks that I have, a couple stocks that I have.
The stock market determines whether or not you can pay rent?
It's tough right now.
Wolf of Wall Street? What do you mean?
I checked on my
involved are you?
I checked on my AOL stock.
Yeah, well, the Time Warner merger went so well. You're like, I'm going to cash it now.
Where were you yesterday? Around 68?
Yeah.
You know what's funny about that, Kenzie, is ex-New York Giants quarterback Eli Manning posted a selfie yesterday saying that he was taking the New York City subway for the first time, and it was right around the same time that the shooting happened.
Wow.
And people were like, wait a minute, hold on, what's Eli Manning up to?
Yikes.
He's like, you know what? I take the subway once.
Yeah.
And that's what happens when you take public transportation. You regret it every time.
Good Lord. Eli Manning's worth about $300 million. Why is he taking the subway?
Well, it makes
Everyone
sense.
has health care problems.
That's, well,
Amen,
everyone.
Kenzie.
clear. So this is a bizarre, wild thing. And, it could have just been on the news feed, a terrible murder in a city, which, obviously happens all the time, like here in Chicago. But this thing has so many more angles to it. Was this a hit to make the stock price go up? Was it revenge from his own people? Was it revenge of somebody that got screwed by an insurance company?
I'll tell you what, this person, because I'm looking at the video right now.
It's hard to not. You want to turn it off, but you can't.
Because it's in like slow-mo. The
Yeah.
CNN version's in slow-mo. It's wild.
I got the
Or
notification.
He's walking really slow. I don't know which one. But maybe he's just not a quick guy. But it's eerie, but he's definitely a professional. This isn't like whoever did it, I think, hired someone. Because there's no way this guy is just like, I'm mad for my family. Because this guy's very slick.
Yep.
Very quiet. I mean, he looks like he's done it before. Very calm for shooting somebody in public.
It's totally Soprano style. Totally just very eerie.
Imagine, you have to be a hitman because, shooting someone in public calmly is, imagine how freaky that, most people would shake, freak out. There's everyone there. He's calmly doing this.
Yeah.
It's just very eerie to me.
The whole thing, it's wild. And obviously, feel so bad for the guy who was shot in the back just walking down the street. But these other angles to it show that it make me just wonder in my head when they catch him. Hopefully they do catch this person today. But will we ever know the real answer? Probably not, especially if it was like a hired hit kind of thing.
That's my thing is even if you catch this guy, did you catch the person who actually wanted I think you have to catch the person who wanted the hit. What is going on?
And I agree. I don't think this was the person that wanted him dead. I think it was a hired killer. And just the calmness of it was just woof.
Very eerie.
Yeah.
Really, really eerie how calm it was.
We'll keep you updated on that throughout the day if we have any news on that. And it's Gil with his headlines in a lighter note that have nothing to do with that story.
This is not headline news. A survey finds 75% of Americans are obese or overweight. It gets worse. The remaining 25% ate the survey. Oprah is launching a book club podcast. It's perfect for your great aunt who's tired of listening to Adele. Costco will expand their selection of doomsday products. That includes the $1.50 hot dog, which according to your colon is also considered a doomsday product. And Justin Timberlake canceled a concert after injuring his back. That's what happens when you carry around the rest of NSYNC. This is not headline news.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.